Going on YouTube, Cloverbells here back with another Scarlet Violet video, and today we're kicking off our July Rank Ladder series by featuring one of our own teams, and this is our double Luna idea, but this time around we're going to be using Lunala on a hyper-offensive team. So back in May, you may have remembered that we used, Lunala with the physical Ursaluna in a hard Trick Room team, but this time around we're going to use Tornadus with Lunala and a bunch of other tools that we're going to, showcase here, but you can see that the moveset is pretty standard with the exception of Expanding Force. So that means we're going to have Indeedee on the team, and that's going to be important, just in terms of setting terrain and, boosting the Expanding Force damage. Not only that, but making it also a spread move that's very, very strong because remember, Lunala is a Psychic type. So you add the Psychic typing, the terrain boost, and then add Helping Hand from the Indeedee, and all of a sudden, Expanding Force from Lunala is able to just potentially sweep entire teams if they're not ready and prepared for it. So, hopefully we can showcase that idea here. But here's the Tornadus here. So like we mentioned, this is a hyper-offensive variant of Lunala. And what you're able to also do now is if you have the Indeedee already, that has already set the terrain. Now what you can do is have Tornadus come in, click Tailwind, and now all of a sudden Lunala can outspeed the entire format and just simply click Expanding Force, by also outspeeding things. And then at the same time, Tornadus will give you speed control for the rest of the team. For example, our Urshifu that we're going to show you in a second. But Covert Cloak Tornadus here with the Terra Steel typing is also going to be important for what we want to do with this type of team. But here's the Ursaluna, and you can look at our speed stat here. This is a very fast Ursaluna. This is a timid Ursaluna. So simply, just imagine the fast Ursalunas on the Miraidon teams, with Whimsicott. Same idea here. Under Tailwind, you're going to outspeed the Calyrex Shadow Rider teams and then just simply go for Blood Moon or Hyper Voice spam. And if you're able to get Ursaluna and Lunala on the field at the same time, you're just clicking Expanding Force plus Hyper Voice double spread move, ideally if you're able to position the Indeedee correctly. But again, this is another Pokemon that can function in Trick Room as well as under Tailwind. So two special attackers on the team. Here's the Indeedee set here. So this is Terra Water Indeedee with the Rocky Helmet chip. Rocky Helmet, very important at breaking Sash. And then at the same time, you have another Trick Room center besides the Lunala. So you can kind of play some mind games here a little bit where you can do, Lunala Indeedee leads and have Lunala set the Trick Room, but also have Indeedee set the Trick Room at the same time and just be super aggressive with the Lunala in general, right? And, with Psychic terrain, you're able to remove Miraidon terrain. And then at the same time, you can stop priority moves. So you can stop priority sucker punches, for example. Just all in all, under the Psychic terrain, just have use of the tools that it can offer you. Especially, just redirection with the Indeedee is also going to be important as well. Here we have Iron Hands, which is on the rise lately. In regulationG. It's good to see Iron Hands back in the meta because for a while nobody was really using it, but in recent months, or I would say within the past month, it has started to see a little bit more play thanks to Miraidon activating its ability. But we can still use it as a physical Trick Room sweeper here. So Fake Out, Drain Punch, Wild Charge, Heavy Slam, very standard stuff. Heavy Slam, Steel Move, able to snipe other Flutter mains or potentially Terra Fairy, Calyrex Shadow Riders. If we have to do it that way. But again, it's another, lead that you can pair with Lunala. You could do Fake Out Trick Room turn 1, very simple as that. And at the same time, you have something that you can click into Terapagos with Drain Punch. Again, having fighting coverage is important in regulationG because again, Lunala can't really do so much into the Terapagos, so you do need some physical fighting coverage, and Iron Hands can do that for you, and it's something that you could bring into the Miraidon matchup too. Okay, and then Terra Grass, obviously, if we do have Trick Room up, we can get around the Amoonguss, which is also why we have Terra Grass on the Lunala as well, right? Just to help us get around the Amoonguss at the same time. Last but not least, this is our Urshifu, Mystic Water Urshifu, but look at the speed stat. Very slow Urshifu here, and I like slow Urshifu in a Trick Room team because again, that means we don't have to put the Scarf here. We can go Mystic Water. So now this is a slower but a bulkier, harder hitting Urshifu here. And the way we designed the bulk with our special defense investment along with our HP is we are able to take one Draining Kiss from a Calyrex Shadow Rider unboosted. And even if they go Terra Fairy, if they're timid 252, we will still survive that. But, you know, you can imagine this Urshifu in Trick Room. It's going to hit super hard, and it's already super slow, so it's also a very good Trick Room sweeper. And again, it's more fighting coverage that we can use into the Terapagos matchup if we do run into it. All right, so that's the team. Hopefully we can use the tools that we have to be able to take advantage of Expanding Force on Lunala. So without wasting any further time, let's just go straight into the rank battles. Okay, we've got Lucas, and he's got the Miraidon Ditto stuff. All right, there is an Ogerpon-Wellspring on the same team as that thing, so that looks a little interesting. It's got a Heatran too. I haven't really seen Heatran since the previous regulation, right? So he could copy the restricted, obviously, with Ditto, so that makes things a little interesting. But, you know, Ursaluna also looks pretty good here. You can hit the Heatran, we can hit the Flutter main. What else can we really do? I don't think we bring this Ursh per se. I think we just want to, like, try and set up Trick Room, just go for Expanding Force shenanigans here. So let's go Lunala here. He could bring the Chien-Pao, and that could just blow up terrain immediately. Right, so that's not super great. We also have Iron Hands here. We could always just do like fake up Trick Room stuff and then bring in the Indeedee afterwards. So I kind of want to just do that. Here's the Indeedee. I also have the option here. So here's Indeedee, here's Ursaluna. I could do this. Yeah, I think we'll just do it like this. I think this is also okay. Go for it. Let's see what Lucas has here. Lucas is still thinking about it too. But we have a few options depending on how he leads. We could just, you know, immediately go fake out Trick Room stuff. We could, you know, go for the Meteor Beam already. We could just switch in the Indeedee, go for Expanding Force, but I think he has to bring the Chien-Pao here, especially. I think that's like one of his best weapons here, because it can remove my terrain. It does also put on a little bit of pressure with the Ursaluna. This is also why we're bringing Iron Hands here, for that specific reason, just in case he does decide to lead the Chien-Pao. It's Miraidon and Flutter main. Okay, I don't hate this. Okay, so what we can easily do is we can just set up the Trick Room already, and we can fake out the Miraidon. I could also just simply not really care about that. And I could even switch in the Indeedee now, just go for the Expanding Force turn 1. And, you know, just, and just snipe the Flutter main immediately. I could also do that. So that's a play that we could do. So, a couple of ways we can really do this. I can just click Expanding Force here and see how much that does. He could just easily protect. And I know Shadow Ball is going to hurt. So that's another thing. So how do I want to really do this? You know what? I will just do it. I will set up the Trick Room just in case. And I will go for the Heavy Slam on the Flutter main and see what he decides to do. Okay, he's just going raw Shadow Ball. So if he doubles the Lunala here, that's not great, but we do live. Alright, we do get a Spadef drop. So he didn't even protect the Miraidon here. He's actually just going straight for the Iron Hands here. We do live that. So this is pretty good. Alright, we get a snipe on the Flutter main here. And then we do get to set up Trick Room here, which is nice. And now Iron Hands looks pretty good in Trick Room especially, right? We can have Drain Punch pressure, especially brings in Chien-Pao here. Depending on how he wants to do this. What is this? There's the Chien-Pao. See, that's what we thought he might do. But again... Alright, so how do we want to do this? So again, we are in position for the Ursaluna to just sweep here. I can just go for the Expanding Force and nuke. And, you know, the Chien-Pao might just protect here. So I kind of want to just, you know, literally click the Expanding Force button. Let's nuke the Miraidon. He might just simply double protect. And let me just bring in the Indeedee now. See what happens here. Alright, he'd be very bold if he didn't protect the Chien-Pao right now. He might even just Sucker Punch. Who knows? But I still think this is a pretty decent spot, especially if we can get in the Blood Moon Ursaluna and just spam Hyper Voice. I think from there we can just swim. Yeah, he went for the Sucker Punch, so that's very good for us. Alright, so this is a free Expanding Force into that Miraidon. I can't imagine it living this. Alright. Yeah, goodbye, Miraidon. Nice knowing you. Okay, so that's a great play here. So now, all we have to do is just break the sash on that Chien-Pao, and we should be okay. Yeah, what is this? And it's Ditto, and he can't really do... He can't copy the Lunala because he brought it in the other slot. So we should just simply win here. Again, we could even click Meteor Beam. Alright, I can redirect it. You know, just do something like that. And then I could even just chip it with Dazzling Gleam. You know, that's also another play. Again, I just need to break a sash here. But I think it's pretty much over here. I can follow me and redirect if he wants. But I think this is it. Yeah, we'll just do it just in case he doesn't protect you. I think he just cancel. He might even Terra here, but who knows? Yeah, he's going for the Helping Hand. All right, so that really doesn't do anything for him because again we do click Dazzling Gleam here. We've broken the sash, and now we just get free Meteor Beam into the Chien-Pao here. But yeah, so this is pretty easy. This is an easy game. Okay. Again, the key was to swap in the Indeedee, denying the Sucker Punch play. And of course getting up Trick Room, but also surviving the Shadow Ball there. But, you know, if turn 1, if he decided to double up with the Shadow Ball and the Fire move, yeah, that would have been interesting. But, you know, he didn't even care about the Fake Out, I guess, right? So he just went for it. But yeah, now it's just over. Now we can just, you know, click Expanding Force and do whatever we want here. We can just do this. Helping Hand is also going to be fine here, but I think he just cancels here. Yep, very easy game here. So Lunala Expanding Force with Indeedee swapping. Very, very nice. GG's to Lucas. Alright, we got Miraidon stuff. It looks like it's Whimsicott Iron Bundle shenanigans with... it's almost... it looks pretty standard there, right? Bundle Whimsicott. It almost looks like the rental we put out, except there's no Chi-Yu. And of course, you know, we replaced the Blood Moon Ursaluna with screen stuff, you know, with the... Actually replacing the Whimsicott entirely. So, anyway. This looks a little interesting. Again, we can easily fight for terrain here, you know, with the Indeedee Miraidon stuff. Now, the only thing I want to do, I think, again, it's just a Lunala play with the Iron Hands. If he boosts me, he boosts me. Get in the Indeedee. Okay. And then in the late game, we could... How do I want to do this? See, it's tough to set Trick Room, right? But we have Fake Up. Yeah, this makes sense. I think we also just go with the Blood Moon. Again, I think we're just thinking the same 4 here. But the key is going to be which mode is going to take over. The Trick Room mode or the Tailwind mode, and then the Indeedee play against our opponent here is also going to be important. Again, just removing the Miraidon terrain, and then, you know, neutralizing it, and then having Lunala potentially sweep, you know, with Expanding Force stuff. So, we'll see. But this all depends on how our opponent decides to lead this here. Alright, is it going to be a Miraidon lead? There it is, the Miraidon lead, and it's going to be the Whimsicott here. So, couple things we can't really fake out because there is the option of Farigiraf coming in at some point, right? And then from there, who knows what happens. Alright, but if you let this, is there Farigiraf and Blood Moon in the back, and is there also Iron Hands? That's the question here. I could just immediately swap in the Indeedee right now and just go for straight Expanding Force. You know, that could be, you know, very interesting. And then, you know, he doesn't really have anything to nuke, per se. I could also hit the Miraidon here. How do I want to do this? I think we can preserve the Iron Hands here. And you know what? I will go... You know what? Let me just go for glory. Let's see what he does. I'm very curious. Does he do it? I'm going to go Expanding Force. Okay, I'm going to swap. I'm going to bring in the Indeedee now. Let's see what he does. Okay. So no electric terrain for you. If you went for discharge, cool. But here's the Indeedee. Alright, goodbye Miraidon terrain. And I'm very curious if he brings in Farigiraf here, deciding. But he actually just stays in. He's just going to go raw Terra here. So... Is this just straight Volt Switch? I mean, it could be. It's Terra Fairy. Okay, are you Life Orb? Are you not Specs? Let's see. He's just going raw Tailwind. Wow, I could have just faked you out and set up Trick Room. Alright, it's just dazzling. I could have just faked out and set Trick Room. What is this? Alright, it's gonna not do that much at all. Alright, well, here's the Expanding Force. Very perplexing play, I would say. And Miraidon does take it. Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna click it again, honestly. Like, if you want to bring in Farigiraf, it's not gonna do much. I'm just gonna click it again and just click follow me. You know, if the Indeedee goes down, the Indeedee goes down here. Alright, he's going Helping Hand again. Alright, if you wanna... I guess you chipped my Shadow Shield. So, I guess this is gonna do a lot. Wow, you really went for this. I'm very confused here. Indeedee might go down here. Okay. Indeedee actually lives. Indeedee's a champ here. Here's the Expanding Force. Goodbye Restricted. Goodbye Whimsicott. Alright, yeah. I don't know what my opponent was thinking here. But, yeah. Is it Farigiraf Blood Moon in the back? If it is, you know, we're looking really good here. Alright, and he teared already, so... Yeah. There's the Iron Hands. Okay, you can't click Fake Out. You're weak to Expanding Force. And here's the Iron Bundle. Okay, that doesn't help you either. So, yeah, unless he gets a lucky freeze here. Listen, I'm just gonna click E-Force. He could have Hydro Pump. That would be interesting. But yeah, I think this is just straight, you know, follow me and do whatever. Like, what do I have in the back? I do have my own Iron Hands. You know, with my own Blood Moon, I think we're okay there. So, yeah, I'm just gonna click this and just safely click follow me, and I think we're good. Okay. Yeah. Wow, I'm still very confused that there's the Hydro Pump, and he missed anyway. A little bit Clover, like, this is why we covered for that. Drain Punch, Indeedee goes down. That doesn't matter. Very rare. I wouldn't say rare. A little bit rarer to see Hydro Pump on the Iron Bundle these days. But, you know, we covered for it just in case. You know, this is ladder, so goodbye Iron Hands. Wow, that is literally 1 HP. Okay. Yes? Okay. Huh. Alright, but... Oh, that makes things a little interesting. Hold on a second. The fact that there is a Sash. I still think we go here. I still think this is the play in the end. Alright, here's our own Iron Hands. Yeah, I'm just gonna click it anyway. I mean, there's really no reason not to. And just simply Drain Punch. You know, get a little bit of health back here. Wow. Alright, I didn't expect the Iron Hands to live, but it lived. Alright, there's the Hydro Pump. Does this kill? Lunala lives anyway, bro! Okay. Okay, and he's faster than my Iron Hands. Yeah, he actually has a very fast Iron Hands. He's outspeeding my Lunala here, but... Yeah, wow. Again, we made our Lunala decently bulky, but Iron Bundle, you know, without a kind of attack modifier, it's not really going to do that much damage, and we're super bulky anyway. Yeah, I'm just very curious about that turn 1, you know, allow me to set up Trick Room, but he did have an Iron Hands, but that wouldn't have mattered anyway. Alright, this is... Alright, he's got an Indeedee. Also, there's a Brute Bonnet with Torkoal, Annihilape, and Calyrex. So you already know that there's going to be Choice Scarf, you know, coaching and Final Gambit stuff. You know, I'm very curious. You know, something like our own Urshifu could be interesting here. But I still like, I also like Blood Moon Ursaluna yet again, but it's the denial of Trick Room that's the key. I think if we just do like Lunala and Indeedee stuff, I think that'll be okay as well. Just like helping hand plays. I think. How else do I want to do this? I think a slow Ursh is also quite good. into the Calyrex matchup. And then maybe our own Iron Hands here. I think ideally it would be interesting. Yeah, let's do it like this. Let's see what he decides to do here. You know, some interesting stuff is to literally helping hand Meteor Beam turn 1. That could be a play. But I will always have the Expanding Force shenanigans at play against, you know, a lot of what he has. It just all depends if he leads the Calyrex. And does he protect? How does he accompany the Calyrex here? Let's see. It's Indeedee Calyrex. I thought he might try this. I thought he might do it. So we have Indeedee Lunala here as well. So this will be interesting how one decides to do this. I could easily just Trick Room with the Indeedee. He might, you know, not click Trick Room. Depends on how he wants to do this. But I do want to click Meteor Beam already, you know, get a little boost. And if he Trick Rooms, that's cool, I guess. But let's see what he decides to do. And he could also, like, not Trick Room, and then I would Trick Room. That would be interesting. Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna do it. Do I really want to do this? Because if I remove the Indeedee already, turn 1, and then he brings in something like Torkoal, that's going to be bad. Alright, we're going to take a risk. Let's see it. Okay, there's the Follow Me, so we're going to Meteor Beam into that slot. It all depends if he wants to Trick Room with the Calyrex or not, or if he decides to just click Glacial Lance, and then I set up Trick Room for it. So it depends on what he wants to do here. If he does, then, you know, we have some other plays that we can do, but... Alright, we get to nuke the Indeedee here. Alright. There's my Trick Room. Okay. Now, did the Calyrex... So, because we did this, I know for a fact that he went for Trick Room as well, because I saw that I outspent the Calyrex here. So, that's cool. Alright, now we get Expanding Force shenanigans here. We can't click Moonguy's Beam because he has Indeedee. We're basically forcing him to... You know, I do want to chip this thing. And get rid of the Indeedee. You know, again, Expanding Force, not super effective into the Indeedee. But, yeah. And then I could Trick him again, right? You know? How do we want to do this? I could even, like, go into Ursh here, technically speaking. The question is, does the Expanding Force kill from here? I think we'll do it. I think we'll just do it like this. Let's see what he decides to do. Yeah, he's just gonna raw Terra. Oh boy. Does that mean you didn't go for Follow Me here? Is the question. Alright. Now you went for Terra Water. That means you're gonna take a lot of damage from Expanding Force because you don't have the Psychic typing anymore. So, okay. He's also going for Helping Hand. He's gonna be super aggressive here. Okay. You know, Calyrex is super bulky. That means you didn't click Trick Room. Oh, did we just win the mind games here? Hold on. Oh my god, that's so much damage. You know. Okay. And there's the Glacial Lance. Okay, so he breaks Shadow Shield. And indeed he survives, which is great news for me. Oh man. That's so funny. Alright, and now what do you bring in? Is it Torkoal? Or something? It's Ursh. Alright, so you get to punch the... But again, then I just do this. I mean, I understand it's not gonna, like... You might even just protect Calyrex here. I have Ursh Water here, and then I also have Iron Hands too as well. So, you know, I'm not, like, super scared here. I can Moonguy's Beam and remove this. I could chip the Ursh. I think you just protect the Calyrex, right? Because you just saw I clicked Expanding Force. I am also like +1 here. It just all depends on what we want to do. I would also like to try Trick Room now. I think this is the moment where I do it. Let's click Follow Me. Let's see. He protects. Yep, exactly. Okay, so if he kills the Indeedee, this is good news for me. Somewhat, right? Okay, Wicked Blow comes out. Alright, he removes the Indeedee. Okay, and we break the Sash if he did have it, so you know this is looking pretty good. And I do have the Iron Hands, okay, which can outspeed that Urshifu as well. Okay, but I do have the bulky Ursh here. I think the bulk Ursh is going to be quite good here. And then we always have Iron Hands to clean up later in the game. But yeah, I will do this. I think this is correct here. All right. So we do this. We have Terra Water available to us, and again, I can always just click Expanding Force, you know, just in case he wants to swap. It's a single target. We do have terrain available. I think this is still good into that thing, just in case he wants to swap. And I just think like a Surging Strikes into this slot is also going to be good. Okay. Yep, so here's our Terra. Again, the whole, like, the Calyrex is going to go first, right? Obviously. But our Ursh should outspeed their Ursh. And then we should be able to pick up both KOs here. Lunala at this point is not needed, per se, to... That's fine by me. I mean, we weren't really going for that. You know, you protect in front of our own Ursh. So we should still live this. He's not boosted. Yeah, Lunala's a champ here. Okay, so we removed the Calyrex, which is great. Again, him not having the Psychic typing just makes Expanding Force do so much damage. Okay, which is good news for me. And again, we have an Assault Vest, Iron Hands waiting in the back for whatever he has, if necessary. But this should still remove his Ursh. This is Mystic Water, Terra Water Ursh. Yeah, that's definitely enough here, for sure. Okay, very nice, very nice. See, this is why you run bulky, slow Urshifu in Trick Room, right? Yeah, that's it. It's over. Okay. So what else? If it's Torkoal, great. You know, Torkoal's not really gonna help him. Okay. And it's Annihilape. Oh, that's even better. That thing is Scarf. We already know. Moonguy's Beam, you know, and then still Surging Strikes. This is it. He can only remove one. I think he just cancels here. Okay, battle was canceled. Woo-hoo-hoo! The mind games! Alright, folks, so there's the rental. Give it a go. Let us know how you do. Hopefully you got to see the power of Lunala Expanding Force. And those were some very, very quick games. People were just not prepared for it at this moment in ladder. And, you know, we didn't really get to showcase the Tornadus, but don't forget, you can always do Tornadus Urshifu leads in the beginning, deal a bunch of damage, and then afterwards, if they KO the Urshifu, you can bring in Lunala and start clicking Expanding Force, you know, with potentially the Indeedee ready on swapping in the back if you don't have to bring the Ursaluna and the Iron Hands. But you saw in the case of Miraidon, you saw the Indeedee come in, switch in, and just do so much damage with Expanding Force that our Luna was able to just completely sweep. And even in the Calyrex-Ice Rider team, you know, we were able to win those mind game matchups where we Trick Room their Trick Room. We did so much damage in the beginning, and then from there, you know, Urshifu under Trick Room was super strong, especially against their Urshifu, because we know they're faster, right? So from there, we were just able to clean up, especially Terra Water Ursh just does so much damage. You know, even in the Iron Hands, you know, we led it a couple times, but it didn't really do as much as what we wanted. But again, that's because our opponents, they couldn't really deal with the Lunala, right? Just clicking Expanding Force. So, yeah, lots of tools, lots of leads, and lots of ways you can play this team. Again, you can go the Tailwind route, you can go the Trick Room route, and, you know, in a best of 3, it can really throw off your opponent because they just really don't know how you want to play the team because we have so many tools to use on this type of squad. All right, so there's the rental. Give it a go. Let us know how you do. Like I said, we'll be back with another video in the next one. Peace out, and have a good one.